Hey everybody, here's my first video blog discussing my projection for the UNA Northwest Missouri State football game this Saturday. Fortunately, the video quality is not very good, so here's my disclaimer telling you that you're going to be looking at a promotional poster while you listen to me talk. You don't get to see me, but I'm sure you're not too upset about it. Enjoy. Hey, what's up everybody? This is my first video blog. We're moving to YouTube, as exciting as it is. And so A Minute with Mize now going to be on YouTube, and now going to be a lot easier to use. So now you don't have to read me anymore, but you can just listen to me and hear what I have to say. And today we're going to be talking about the football game Saturday, the national semifinal between my Northwest Missouri State Bearcats and the North Alabama Lions, who, I'll be frank, I know nothing about, and I've just started reading about them recently to figure out what we need to exactly do this weekend in order to come away with a victory and to win our first national championship in a long while. So here's the deal. Northwestern last week against Abilene Christian did a very good job in limiting turnovers, something we have not done, and we didn't do real well against Pitt. We did a terrible job of limiting turnovers against Pitt, specifically through the air, specifically with Joel Osborne, who threw more picks than I would like to say for a starting quarterback. And we just had a couple random fumbles here and there. Luckily enough, our defense played well enough that we could hold it out, and so it really didn't matter in that picture. But the fact of the matter is that Northwest is going to have to do that again against North Alabama this weekend. And so, like, statistically, when you look at us both, we're very similar. We both have really solid ground games on the with running the ball. We can both throw the ball when we want to, and we both have really good solid special teams play. By the way, I'm still waiting for Kendall Wright to break a run for a touchdown this year. Should happen. But one area where the Lions clearly have us beat is in turnover margin. They have a plus 31 turnover margin this year, which is absolutely insane. And they have a ridiculous quarterback that doesn't like to throw interceptions at all. So what we're going to have to do this week is we're going to have to not turn the ball over. That's going to be our big key to victory, and that's what I'm going to call our big key to victory against North Alabama, is we can't turn the ball over. Because the chances are, with that ridiculous plus 31 margin, and they're only averaging one turnover per game, that they're not going to give us those points back, and they're going to take advantage of it. And we don't need to be giving them any opportunities like Delta State did. This thing that scares me, though, is that most of UNA's turnovers are through interceptions. 32 to be exact, and it's the top in the nation. Now, this is exactly why, after watching Joel Osborne in the last 2 weeks, after watching him at the Pitt game and watching him play Abilene through the webcast, of why I don't want to see Oz. I'm going to say this again. I don't want to see Oz start this game against UNA. We need to come out strong. I know we're a strong first half team. We're always stronger in the first half than we are in the second half. But we have got to come out strong, and we have got to make sure that we establish our game early and not turn the ball over early. Osborne has been way too inconsistent over the past 2 weeks, and he has been way too indecisive for you to start him this Saturday, Church. I hope you're listening. You can't start Joel Osborne, or at least give him a solid majority of the snaps this weekend. You can't do that. You need to give him to Blake Balls, who has played like a man on fire and has saved us these last 2 weeks. Balls has the ability to run out of the pocket, something Oz doesn't do. Bowles will run about 50% of the snaps he takes. He'll throw 50, and he'll pretty much run 50, and so it's pretty consistent in that regard. So you have a lot of diversity, and you have a much more dynamic offense when you let Bowles get in there. You should start Blake Bowles. He has not made near as many bad decisions as Oz has, and he's actually pulled our ass out of the fire over the past 2 weeks against Pitt and against Abilene. Put him in. First play he came in against Abilene, he ran a bootleg for a touchdown. Just saying. Also, we need to limit penalties. Something that was going to be another key factor for us, because we've had penalties that will be able to hurt us. And we got to experience firsthand last week about how bad penalties can hurt a team. Every time Abilene Christian did something good in their game, they would get a penalty, and they eventually ended up getting so many penalties that they just imploded themselves. Penalties will make or break a game. Abilene had close to 20 penalties last game. That's ridiculous. We need to limit our penalties because we should know better than anybody that can't happen. Get LaRon Council running. Get him back to his 200-yard form that he has had all year. He wasn't amazing last week like he normally is, but he was good enough to get his first downs and good enough to wind the clock down towards the end. That's all the more reason why I want you to put Blake Balls in at quarterback, because that's when you have a decent two-man punch back there with the running game, and then even more so, Alabama doesn't know where the ball is going to be going. So, we really need to run the ball to the best we can. UNA is currently ranked 56th in the nation in rush defense, allowing almost 130 yards per game. Need to take advantage of it, because Pitt State's right up there with them, and we were able to run all over Pitt State. Our defense needs to be in top form. Our line needs to get more pressure. We didn't get that much pressure against Abilene, and we need to get more sacks. We need to contain their quarterback, Milwee, because he will kill us if we don't. We only had 2 sacks last week, but even if we don't get sacks, we need to force somebody to put pressure on him. However, you have to remember that Milwee is a threat to scramble, and should the play break down, he will take off running, much like Pitt did, and much like Bowles has a chance to do if we start him. He's no Mark Smith, though. I don't want to get it confused. He can't scramble like Smith can for Pitt, but he is athletic enough to make something happen. So we need to do that. We need to continue to distribute the ball, always do what we do, break big special teams plays, then we can win this game. We have this game at home. That's a huge advantage to us. We're on national television on ESPN2 at 3 o'clock Central Time on Saturday. We need to take advantage of this atmosphere. We need to take advantage of all the things I mentioned earlier. And if we get ahead early, and if we can rally, create rhythm, create momentum, North Alabama will not stand a shot to win this game. And that is why I believe my Northwest Missouri State Bearcats will pull out a close victory if we come out of the gates early and establish our reputation early, establish the atmosphere early, and shows that we don't mess around. Northwest Missouri State will win this football game, and we will be playing in Alabama next Saturday. Northwest Missouri State over North Alabama. Keys to the game right there. And that, my friends, is a minute well spent.